سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح.
5 steps to structure your one-to-one calls with your clients, customers, students who enroll in your courses, or probably for free. It could be for free people, free folks who have not been a part of your community, or it could be the people who have purchased you and not purchased you, purchased your community, purchased your product, and got inside the doors of your particular community. Dude, that was so funny. I was like, nobody can buy you. Nobody can buy anyone because you are priceless anyway. Now that being said, thank you so much for joining in this particular video. We are diving deep into 6 steps. You'll get to know what the 6th step is. In 6 steps on how can you structure a one-to-one call. Point number 1. Before even getting inside the point number 1, you know that when someone is getting over a call with you, or a one-to-one call, or a mastermind, whenever someone is getting over a call with you, make sure that you get them on Zoom. It looks professional. You get to record the calls, you being the host. Why? Because you can then, after the call, and go back and see, take notes of what you have said, what mistakes you did, how could have you done it in a better version of it, and specifically what they asked you. When they asked you, you can make notes of all the questions that everyone does with you in a one-to-one call, and make a pattern of it, and then start making a course, because you can feel and sense a pattern of it. Point number 2 was what? They come to you with a question, you've already got the knowledge. Okay? They come with a question, you've got a knowledge, you've got expertise, you've got skills. They come to you because they know that you're going to get them results. That being said, that's how the one-to-one context is, right? The first one, when they come to you, you start listening to them. Instead of passively listening, just actively listen. When they're listening, I'll tell you one quick story of when I started off my one-to-ones. I always used to take notes. It's just like a doctor-patient sort of a thing. When they come with a problem, I kind of consider myself a doctor, because my mom always wanted to be a doctor, and I couldn't be a doctor because I had not got great marks. I am grateful that I did not get great marks. That led me to good ways in my life, and adventure in a lot of ways. So that being said, where was I? Doctor and patient sort of a thing. Doctor knows stuff, patient doesn't know stuff. Patient is suffering a lot of things. Doctor have got solutions, medicines. He or she can guide in the right direction, get you results and stuff like that. Just like this, one-to-one, you consider this in this context, like doctor and a patient. When they come and talk to you, you take notes, just like doctors. I used to take notes all the time. Every single point that they say, you don't have to keep on writing everything, but then you pick things that they're saying, like keyword picking sort of a thing, and what you feel is important. You just keep taking notes, not just keep on writing and typing when they're speaking, because that actually diverts them. You don't do that, but then subtly write, take notes subtly, like okay, that's important, okay, good. Keep on taking notes. So when you're listening, you're also taking notes. Once that has happened, they leave you with a question. You start answering the question and start talking about those points that you felt is important. Start giving them solutions for each point that they have asked you a question, because each point is important, is where you wrote that particular point down. You start giving them answers on each point, probably make a cluster of it, or probably take notes and give them back so that they know exactly, okay, this is how that, just like a prescription. Listen, take notes. Now, when I started off my journey, as I was saying, I took a lot of notes for so long, and there came a point where, though I was like probably like 12 months into the industry, more than 12 months, I'll probably say like I was 16 to 18 months into the industry of coaching and entrepreneurship, where whoever Fazal met, Fazal was in authority, Fazal was in charge. And those were the times where I was feeling so stuck, because whenever I'm in the room, I've got no ceiling to grow, because now everyone who's coming and talking to me was taking help from me, and I stopped taking notes. You know why? Because I knew the answers. It was just in me. I was like giving them out. So I went to this particular call, who I still haven't got into the mentorship of him, but then probably I'll get him soon. But I got over a call with that particular gentleman. I thought he would be the gentleman, but he kind of gave that particular call to a sales executive, and we had a conversation for like 45 minutes. It was like 6 o'clock here, and it was probably 5 o'clock there. It was like US based call. What happened in that call is, she helped me and said to me, it's like a Fazal, when you feel that you are becoming the bottleneck of your own expertise, from next one-to-one call that you do, Now go back to the first version of puzzle. Now whenever someone is taking, now the thing that stopped your growth and where you started feeling that you're always in authority, what you now do is, now whenever people come to you, take notes back again, because you start taking notes. Now you start taking notes again, now in a different perspective. Take notes in a different perspective. Take those notes that is going to benefit you. For example, if someone is going to come and talk to me, okay, I know the answers to you, but okay, how can this be crafted in something else? What if you're narrating a story, what could that story link my story, which will link into my course or my perspective? So the whole context change after that till date, any call and every call. I love taking notes because now it's taking me to a different level altogether. So though I'm always in authority in any call that I do, probably like 70% to 80% of the calls that I do, but I'm always a magnet to learning. That brings me to the third point. I just thought that story was important so that you take notes, and how notes can be so important in your own journey, in your own one-to-ones. Third point is respond with a personalized structure. This is something new that I've learned recently. It's like whenever you are talking to someone, though the patterns are same, though the answers that you're going to give, they more or less there are similar results, or the solutions, the guidance that you're going to give. That's the only reason that you've got courses. Courses are made for, it's standardized based on the patterns that you've collected over a period of experience and time. What do I mean by personalized structure is, when someone is coming, you give them a specific plan, though the plan might be similar to each and every one, but then you give them a personalized structure based on their receptivity, based on how they want to understand things. There are so many members that I communicate on a regular basis where they come out for help knowing the solution that they want to apply. They come, they just talk to me, they just take things from me and do nothing about it. And it's like, okay, there are people like that as well. So what I started doing to these members is I take everything from them, write things down, and when they want a solution, I give them the solution that they want to hear, because they came with the solution. If I wouldn't have written the solution, I would have given my solution to them. Now I give them their solution back. Probably they might fail and then they come back and let me know, it's like, Fazal, what you were saying is right. I was like, I know, right? You were not listening to me back in the day. Could happen. Everyone is in their own places, in their own stages of learning, receiving and implementing. Like that. So when you give them a personalized structure, what happens is they feel they are important, they start taking those actions like that. Moving on to fourth one, the very important part of a action, the very essential and important part of a one-to-one is, don't just let people go after the call, within the call. It's like, okay, I've given the solution, this is a mistake that I did, like I just like, okay, thank you so much for being in the call, thank you so much. I did not give them an action plan for the week. When you give an action plan to the members that you communicate with, they know what to do after the call, because in the call they might be inspired, motivated, they might be thinking they'll be getting things done across the week or 10 days or probably the whole month, but they won't, because life takes over. Life is so powerful. The motivation stays for like just 60 minutes. It's like a soda. It's like the moment you open the soda bottle, the power goes, the motivation flies away, and it's like just salt water. Sugar water, not salt water. Sugar water. Now, when you give them an action plan, they know exactly what to do. And they know that now you're going to hold them accountable. That brings me to the fifth point. The moment you give them an action plan, you give them, okay, when are we going to talk next? For example, if you give them, like, just like doctors again, if I give you a medicine for 3 days, I want to see you on the 4th day. I need to know what happened with the medicine, whether it worked, or whether it worked like 20%, or whether it did not work at all. I need to know. So you always get them in a call within your call. Make them book a call within 7 to 10 days. That's like an ideal time. Give them something, get them back on the call. Now they know exactly that, okay, I'm going to meet, for example, on 15th of a certain day. I need to be doing things, because now the call is already booked. I need to be doing these many things before meeting you. So I know exactly what to do, and now I know that you're going to hold me accountable. That brings people to accountability, because that's what they came for. They wanted results, they wanted an answer. You did not give them an answer, but then you gave them an action, you gave them an answer, you gave them an action plan, you asked them to book another call, so that gets into the category of follow-up. and repeat the whole thing. The sixth point that we said is like voila. So that's how you structure your one-to-one, so that they come with a question, you have the solution, give them an action plan, get them over a call, and probably close the call, probably sell your course or a mastermind or another one-to-ones on the second, instead of first, second or third call is where you can actually sell something, upsell something on the other. First call is not ideal for doing that for so many reasons. Second, third, fourth call would be ideal for you to take them to a different journey from there. That brings us to the conclusion of these 7 points. Listen, take turns, respond, action, respond, give them answer, get them an action plan, and book the call. Accountability. 3 is answer, action, accountability. That being said, thank you so much for making this video topic and me a part of your day, a valuable day, and I am going to see you in another video.
وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضاء الرحيم.